we're back.
And we're back.
We're back on our first channel. It feels so good that we are unlocked, unblocked, and ready to go.
You can just like
right?
breathe and stretch into it. It feels so good.
But I believe for the next 3 months, 90 days, however long it takes for us to get these strikes off, that we are not going to really use this channel for too much, because if we do and we get another strike, bye-bye family. Screw you motherfuckers, we ain't coming back over here.
Yeah, let's not do that. So I went.
Don't put your face on the mic.
I went live about this guy earlier today. I don't know if you caught the video, but I was talking about how he got hurt, and someone suggested that he was good one, Tonto. That he was shot with a salt gun or something like that. You gonna take him downstairs? Want me to do that? And that's how we got the sores. And so I just went in and explained all the different things that I did to help him heal. And the first thing that I wanted to do was take him to the vet. You know, because they're the ones that know, right? And I'm like, oh, but that's not, I know better than that. It's not what I want to do. So I set those fears aside and that self-doubt, and I just, asked my team, show me what I need to do for him. And it was okay that I did this, that, the other thing, a bunch of different stuff, but I got him to the main goal, which was that whole area is healing up. So exciting, very exciting. You should go check it out. That was our first video that we posted today. And then we're back. We're going to kind of wait for Kid to get back.
I'm here.
He's here. He's walking around. Oh, you found the new water we got?
Hell yeah. I'm thirsty.
Okay. So,
carrying our big fat Garfield downstairs is hard work. Whew. What? Lost track.
Yeah, I know.
Because that irritate the shit out of me right there.
He was very distracting. I know.
Okay.
Okay, breathe.
I'm trying to. Asthma as well.
Uh-oh.
Thank you very much. So it's a combination of shit going on right now. That is kind of like it's just there, but not there. Here, but not here. It's,
Anything I can do to help?
I don't know. Can you bless me with your golden white light of healing and just take away all of this asthmatic shit from my lungs?
Not at the moment. I'm irritated and distracted from Tonto.
See?
Yeah, we both are. I'm just holding it back and still smiling.
I'm trying. You know those people with those fake smiles?
Right?
I'm having such a great day.
Yeah, my mind is blank. So let me tell you what happened today. We took my husband to a dentist. He's got some issues going on with his teeth, and we need to get established at a dentist so that they can help him figure out what needs to be done. And the dentist, after describing that he wants to pull 2 teeth and saying he can't save it, I'm thinking about my knowledge in healing, right? And how each of the teeth are connected to the organs in our body, and with each tooth that's being pulled, there's less connection. And then he says, so what's your regimen? Fast forward, he goes, well, I'd like to put you on fluoride, a big whopping dose of fluoride. And I said, well, based on the research of that is man-made and it's poison. It calcifies the pineal gland and dumbs a person down, and you want to put him on that. And he goes, so that's not the research I've had. And I'm thinking, oh, so your research is the DS and mine is the truth. So he says, well, you know, there's another dentist over in the other building who does more holistic. Maybe you should take a look at that. And I'm like, yeah.
Bye-bye, fluoride.
I think so.
Hello, holistic.
Right? So
That's the way that I would do it, too. I was asleep most of the day because I didn't sleep last night. It's been crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, today we wanted to kind of, what?
Oh, I must have, my phone must have accidentally hid your message, Karina. I'm so sorry. Go ahead. Are you done looking at me like that?
Well, I was going to say something, but...
My phone's fault, sorry. When I put it down or something. It also put her in timeout for 300 seconds. You didn't do anything wrong, Karina. I'm sorry, it was my phone. Okay. Sorry about that. I know. So just so that you guys know,
We're completely off right now.
yeah, we're struggling a little bit. I mean, but it's okay. We're with family, so we're good.
I'm trying to remember what I was going to say because I was going to weave in the video that I wanted to show them, but you cut me off thinking that's more important when I'm trying to... Yeah. I'm going through a little thing right now with you guys that I feel unimportant. So I'm feeling weak in that area at this time. Just saying. If we're going to be honest.
We're always honest. It sucks to be feeling that. And I did not mean for that to happen, and I reacted. I apologize. You okay?
Yeah. It's fine.
Let's see if you can zap that back.
Pam's feeling the same way.
She is?
Mm-hmm. Unworthiness. A lot of that's going around right now, making us all feel unworthy. Making us all feel like that we are unwanted, unheard, unseen, not cared about. You don't have anything important to say. Your words mean nothing. Those type of words. They're all floating up here.
Well, it doesn't help that you didn't get any sleep last night.
No, I got about 3 or 4 hours of sleep while you and Dad were at the dentist.
Oh, joy. Oh, we were out. Oh, joying.
Yeah, if I don't need to go to the dentist, I ain't going near any type of doctors.
Sparky Tidbit says, no big deal. We all have off moments. Lots of love to you both. Kimberly says, we don't dwell on it. You will just drag more of it up into your space.
Very true. Very true.
The dark AI wants you to be self-loathing. Mother Earth wants us to love ourselves. Well, look at them come at you and encourage you and tell you to...
Buck up, Buttercup,
There you
because
go.
the ride's coming. We need you.
Karina says, let the kid let the sunshine in.
You are my sunshine.
You make me happy.
When skies are green. Yes. No. It's kind of funny how we all are encouraging each other now to get us out of this muck. And you're right, the dark AI is coming in to influence us in a way that is unaligning us from our power. I completely forgot about that. Oh, I have the picture. The true meaning of that word. I forgot the name of it. Influence. The true meaning of influence. This one. Streaming ethereal power that comes from the stars when in their proper alignment. That acts upon the character and destiny of a man or woman.
Acts upon the character or destiny of a man or woman.
The characteristics or the destiny of a man or a woman. Or even both together, that makes it even stronger. Because the male and the female, and then within the male and the female put together, you also got the child aspect as well. Which then becomes that trinity of three. So, yeah.
Mickey Michelle says, you both and the family mean so much to me. I get a bit out of it if I don't see and hear you both. You are important, and so are your messages. High vibes up.
Yeah, we've all been... Wait, what?
It's up there.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Michelle.
Arlene says things are going to get crazy. Hold the line.
Yeah, they are going to get much crazier. It's just going to get deeper. And here we thought we were ready for this type of bombardment. Well, here I thought I was. I don't know about you guys.
I'm ready for how I'm led. Where I'm led. And if our team feels we're ready for it, then I'm okay with it, but I'm certainly not going to invite anything that doesn't come our way.
If it's not here to benefit me, get the fuck out. That's the way that I need to be right now. That's the way that we all need to be right now. If it's not here to benefit me, you need to get the fuck out.
Because what benefits you benefits others.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do unto yourself how you want me and my energies to do unto you, says so.
Jason, I'm not aware of that. He said, I heard the hurricane is going to hit Washington, D.C. Anybody know anything about that?
Haven't heard anything about that myself. But it still looks like a big penis.
Are they dicking around with people? I did not know the storm looks like a big penis.
It has a little tail that goes whoop. It's a curved one.
I should have started that right in the beginning, pee pee poo poo, and it would have gotten me into a great mood. Oh my God.
It's not my fault that we have decided to bring in a hurricane, a man-made hurricane that is causing a lot of destruction and disgrace all over the place.
What was it that, wasn't it Jay that was sharing with us that there was a part of Florida that was totally underwater?
Yeah, Naples or something like that.
Naples? It's the upper echelon, right? The wealthier people?
It's the wealthier
area,
yeah. Underwater.
Oh.
Kind of like Atlantis. So apparently I was watching a TikTok and it was over in California. Californians are acting really stupid right now. So stupid that they are doing something that might cause it to fall into the ocean.
What?
Yeah. Apparently, there is a woman that has done her studies about redwood trees. Mm-hmm. And redwood trees keep the land afloat. Keep land up above the water.
Uh-oh.
And they've been cutting down a lot of the redwoods. So, if those are gone, where's the stabilization for?
Self-fulfillment prophecy, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, our hearts go out to everyone in Florida and what you're struggling with. Also, prayer requests came in. One of our family members' daughter ran away tonight, and so prayers need to be prayers and energy, love, guidance sent to the family and the daughter, that she returns home safely. Okay?
And she's young. She's very young.
All right. So, we wanted to bring back an oldie and a goodie. And play a video for you. It was at the very beginning, right? I mean, we've had so many of you, so many family members sending messages about the improvements that is happening because of Redox, because people's cells are being waking up and starting to speak to each other. I am, now that I'm coming through all of that, I'm going to tell you, that was just so hard. Not only dealing with what I was going through, but when he was sick, it just was really hard. Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. I didn't have my partner. And I had to do an extra lookout for him as I was doing everything else. And so that was a little difficult to figure out what was happening and what was going on in my sphere. But now that he's coming back online, which I am so grateful for.
Rebooting. Rebooting.
Oh my God.
You're so grateful that I'm coming online.
Yes,
coming back online. But the Candy's vibrator and the hurricane. They go outside.
Betty,
all they hear is. Zzz.
Betty, you totally distracted me with that. Betty said we found Candy's vibrator. It was the hurricane the whole time. It was in the hurricane the whole time. That is so funny. Where's my black bag?
It's still a Trump.
Okay. So I'm not sure where this foggy brain is going and what's happening with that. And that might be a flood of detox stuff that's going on in my body. 'Cause it's more than just being in the moment. But I am feeling some marvelous type of way where I'm beginning to feel like something shifting within my body. A healing, a reversal, something is happening that is absolutely incredible. I'm thrilled with it. I'm noticing little changes in many aspects of my body. So super excited about that. So with all of that, we wanted to bring back the first video that we did with Dr. David, right?
With Jay Mehta and Dr. David, yeah. Mm-hmm. Talking about the science behind ASEA and how it helps. And there was something I wanted to say.
Take your time.
There was something that was... Oh, it's... You're going to see us in the past moment. And then after the video's done, and I know it's an hour, but even though you'll get to see our past selves.
I had long hair. You still had no hair.
I still have no hair. But what about the skin? It's new skin.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. That was what? In the very beginning, right? So you'll be able to see the difference. Someone said they saw my complexion difference. So I'm going to look at that too, pay attention. But then, yeah, we'll catch you guys after the video.
Yep. All right. We love you guys, and we will see you guys in a little bit.
And so for those who haven't seen it, this is great.
And we're going to record it as well.
Okay, we're live now? Yep, we are.
We are live now. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here. It is an honor to be able to have Jay back with us today as a co-host, to be able to go into the science of ASEA and what it's been doing for us. And we also have our amazing guest, Dr. David. David, it is an honor to be able to have you with us today. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart to be able to come onto this live with us, to be able to explain the science and what it does to the body.
And why we're experiencing all these amazing little shifts that's going on in our body.
My pleasure to be here. Thanks for asking me. And I either talk to people that want to know if this is real, or I talk to people who have already seen it work and say, why did it do what it did? So I know you've already seen it, so hopefully I can explain a little bit for you.
It is really awesome because I've been seeing a lot of differences in my body. I haven't changed the way that I ate. I haven't done much exercise. I'm not an exerciser person, but I've been like losing weight. Like, it's crazy.
I'm seeing a tightening of my skin and a shift in my boobs. And that's huge for women.
Well, I can say I lost a little weight. Come on. I saw a lot of other things happen, and we'll talk about it. Those are in the general scheme of things. I know we're going to get into this a little deeper, but those are like tip of the iceberg things. Those are like what this means to humanity, that's on a scale that it may be significant to you, but generally speaking, it's a very, very small part of what this is and what it means for mankind, literally.
Yeah, I would say so, because the first experience that I began to have was a detox on a deeper level and I work with herbs, very familiar with how to detox my body. And I've been doing that for years, but I've never experienced this kind of detox. That was interesting. And how I explained it to the guys is that it felt like my cells were detoxing.
Well, actually, what happened was your bad cells were being replaced with good ones. And then all of those bad cells that get dissolved and carried away in the lymph system, they carry toxins and there's cellular debris. And all of a sudden, there's a lot of toxins being dumped into the body because of the bloodstream, because the cells are being replaced with good cells. And that garbage has to be gotten rid of. So everybody detoxes with it, but it's just about 10% of people will feel it. The rest of the people, it's happening. I never felt it, but a lot of 10% of people feel it happening. Yeah.
I never felt it either. April felt it a little bit, but then she burst, she went through, I think for a few days, but once she powered out of it, which after a few days, and well, you all know, you see her on camera talking her thing, right?
And that's why people want to drink a lot of water, actually, because, I'll explain it, but when when you have all that debris and toxins, the way you're going to get rid is urinate it out. So you drink a lot of water, and that minimizes the chance that you feel any of that happening. What did you see happen, Candy, for you? What was your detox? Did you feel tired or diarrhea or a rash, or what happened with you?
I was exhausted.
Yeah.
And I felt sick. And every time I took the Azea, my stomach would hurt.
Mm-hmm. And how long did it take before that went away? A week? 2 weeks?
I would say about that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a good thing that people go through that. I mean, it's happening to everybody. Like I said, most people don't feel it, but we walk around thinking we're healthy, not knowing we're carrying all this garbage in us. And it's just, it weighs us down and ends up causing problems down the road. It's good to just get rid of it. It's kind of like when you get a deep tissue massage, the first thing they give you is a glass of water because they massaged out toxins. Well, our body's made up of 70 to 100 trillion cells. And when all those toxins come out at one time, it's like you want to get rid of it so you stay well hydrated. And they never, look, my background, we didn't talk about, my background is foot and ankle surgery. I was board certified in foot surgery. I own my own practice in Maryland. I loved what I did. I had my own surgery center, but they never taught me any of this stuff in podiatric medical school or as a biology major, University of Maryland. These are the things they just don't teach doctors. And that's why it's really good for people to take charge of their own health and investigate things themselves, because their doctor can't offer them solutions to problems if they've never been educated on those solutions. We were always educated on find a diagnosis, write the prescription, find the diagnosis, write the proper prescription, or do surgery. But it's kind of a better way to take care of ourselves for most people.
Hey, Dr. David, can you talk a little bit about the breakthrough aspect of this, and you as a medical doctor going through, we'll call it traditional medicine, if you would, that really what gravitated you specifically to say, okay, look, because that's not normal in your world, if you would, but here you are really being, championing the cause for 12 years, has it been? About really, and you've effectively called this, a mission to help people live younger, longer.
Mm-hmm.
And can you tell us, if you would, everybody watching you for the first time and getting introduced you, is that what was your motivator, then your catalyst to do this, sell your surgery center, your established practice, to just go into the breakthrough? What happened there?
Well, first of all, my degree, I was biology major and then podiatric medical, which is 4 years after college, and then a postgraduate training program specializing in foot surgery. And so that was my traditional training. And I'm 61 now, I'll be 62 in a couple of months, October. And I sold my practice before I got introduced to this product. I sold my practice 2 years after being introduced to alternative medicine. I was stunned. Ironically, 2 times in my life, I was stunned by alternatives. One was back in '97. My mom had a very, very bad pain problem called reflex sympathetic dystrophy, and nothing worked. She had been all over the place, all kinds of hospitals and doctors, and I couldn't help her. And a friend of mine said, "Have you tried using magnets?" Magnets? When are you using magnets? What are you, refrigerator magnets? No, special magnets. And it worked for her. And I thought it was a placebo, but then I used it on a dog that was limping, and the dog stopped limping. So that literally, Jay, that shocked me. I was like, my God, all these people laugh at magnets and say it's hocus pocus. You know, my mentor said it's hocus pocus, but that dog stopped limping. That can't be a placebo. Everybody says placebo, placebo, placebo. It's like, okay, well, the dog doesn't know placebo. It's been limping for 6 months, and in 20 minutes, it's not limping anymore. So that kind of made me leap out of my box, my Western medicine box. And I got involved with bringing that product to market, actually. And within 2 years, I sold my practice. I knew when I practiced, I loved what I did. I loved helping patients. I got invited to so many weddings and bar mitzvahs and baptisms. And I mean, I love people and I loved helping people, but I felt very limited in that. I felt like I was meant to do more. And I got to the apex of being in that field. And it was like, it wasn't enough for me. I'm like, I want to do something more. So when I saw that dog stop limping, it set me on this path of investigating natural things. So when I got it, what grabbed my attention with this, which was in December of 2010, a friend, not a doctor, brought this to me. Most people get introduced to this by their friends. It's not by their doctor. I'm on the medical board of this company now. I don't work for the company. It's a volunteer position, but my friend brought it to me, told me what it had done for her mother with her joint problems, told me what it had done for her mother with her breathing problems. And I saw her own skin problems that she had on her body. I'm like, what happened to you? What'd you do? This. And back then in December of 10, we call this the blue. You named it, the blue and the white. The white is the topical version of this. You drink this and this you put on your skin. It's the same thing called redox signaling molecules. And we'll talk about that. But bottom line is how I got introduced. When she brought it to me, I didn't have any interest in it myself. But my dad had a very grave issue, the type of issue no one wants to hear they have in any part of their body, whether it's their prostate or lung or kidney or breast or whatever. So my initial motivation was to investigate it for my father. That was it. What I found was it was very unique. It doesn't fit a category. It's not a pharmaceutical. It's not a nutritional. There's no toxicity to it. You can spray it in your eye. You can breathe it in, spray it in a spray bottle and breathe it in your lungs. You can't overdose on it. All these things, like, well, I didn't really quite understand what it was, but I did learn, and you'll probably ask me and I'll explain. But bottom line is I got my dad on it. And I saw some really interesting things happen with my father, and he's fine today. He's 84 now. I thought, well, maybe it was the product and maybe it wasn't, because he did other things as well for his problem. But I kept referring people to my friend Debbie, and with all kinds of problems, completely unrelated: skin, pancreas, eye, breathing, mood, everything. And everyone came back to me over a course of a week to 3 months saying, this is amazing. Thank you so much for having me call Debbie. I thought maybe it's a placebo. Then a friend of mine who's a doctor got on it for joint problems, drinking it. Now it's a very quick way to validate this with the gel for joint problems. But he was drinking this. And in a month, he called me and he said, this is a placebo. It's amazing. I'm playing golf again. I'm not hurting. And that's when I said, well, you know what? You're a pretty analytical guy. Tell me how you're doing in 2 months. I want to know if this is placebo or not, right? I could see the magnets when a limping dog has stopped limping. Now I can use this on a dog too, and I can see that happen quick. But I had no way of knowing quickly with this. So I said, call me in a couple of months, tell me how you're doing. You have bone rubbing on bone. A placebo isn't going to last that long. He called me a week later and said, it's not a placebo. I said, why do you say that? He said, something happened. It can't be. What? He said, I've had skin lesions in my armpits for decades, and I'm drinking this stuff. So I'm putting on deodorant. I just noticed that they're almost all gone. And they used to be pink and long. Now there's a couple, they're dark, and one fell off. When I flicked my finger, it fell off. And that's when I understood what we're going to talk about in a few minutes is what this product does, how it helps the body hear clearly when there are cells that are not normal. And while these little skin tag cells aren't horrible cells that are going to kill anybody, they're not normal. You don't see them in children, but you see them as we get older. So that's what led me to this, Jay. And then once I saw that, I went to meet the founders of the company and the scientists, and I wanted to see where it's produced in an FDA registered production facility. I wanted to see what they had here. And that's when I got involved with bringing it to the world. I was done referring people to Debbie. Then they were just coming to me. I'm like, I'll help you. That's how I got started.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. And you've done just a fantastic job in your dedication. And I just want to stress to everybody watching too, is that you don't need to do this. You just are doing it. I mean, you're just really helping people live younger, and God bless you for that. I mean, it's really great what you're doing on that. I want to, if you could, to just talk about the science when you talk about like the redox molecules in general. So there's two ingredients in here, water and sodium chloride. How does that translate to, okay, hey, we need this, we're missing this, and the more we drink of this is what hits the reset button out of that.
Okay. One thing is, I don't have the lights on. Is the lighting okay? Because all of a sudden there's a thunderstorm. It got so dark outside. Is the lighting okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. So here's what this is. This is not a pharmaceutical. This is not a nutritional. In fact, it's safer than a lot of foods, actually. People say, well, is it natural? Well, peanuts are natural, but peanuts could kill somebody if they're allergic to it, right? It can't hurt anybody because it's in everybody. What's in this bottle and what's in this tube is called redox signaling molecules. And the science did not exist when I was in school in the 80s. If you look at the literature, it came up in the 90s. Our cells make these redox signaling molecules, but we made more when we were younger. So when I was a kid, it's made in our mitochondria in our cells. When I was a kid, you have a lot of mitochondria, which is called the power plant of the cell because it produces a molecule we burn for fuel called ATP. So children have a lot of mitochondria, so they produce a ton of ATP. That's why there's so much energy, right? Unending energy. Well, kids also heal faster, don't they, than adults? You know, a 10-year-old falls off her bicycle and breaks 3 bones and bangs her head. She has surgery. She's going to heal. She does the same injury at 20. She's not going to heal as quickly at 20 that she did at 10. Why is that? Well, at puberty, we start producing less of these molecules. Then she falls off her bicycle at 50, has the same accident, breaks bones, bangs her head. She might be in physical therapy for a year. She might walk with a limp for the rest of her life. She might have ringing in her ears. She might have who knows what. And she won't bounce back as fast as she did at 20 because she's producing even less at 50. Let's say she falls off her bike at 80. She's probably going to die from that injury there or from the injury or afterwards. And it all corresponds to us producing less and less and less of this. So when I was a kid, I produced this much. Puberty, I start producing less. 20s, this much, 30s, 40s, 50s. I'm 61, almost 62. I'm producing this much. This is what I'm producing, redox signaling molecules. And yes, it's made from saline, I'll explain. But when I drink this, I'm simply raising my levels back up to what they were when I was younger. So now my body keeps producing this because it has to produce ATP, but it's a biohack. I've raised my levels up. Then the question is, okay, well, what is it doing? And what it does is it enhances signaling. That's why it's called redox signaling molecules. And these textbooks did not exist when I was in school. These did not exist. There are many of them now, and there's lots of resources to get the science. Most people don't care about the science. I know that you guys didn't really care that much when I met you in Melbourne, Florida. It was like, hey, you tried on April had an immediate response with this, like 90% of people do. But it was like, hey, is it safe and will it do for me? So what it's doing is amplifying signaling. So, you know, I'm not showing any slides here, but our body is made up of cells, right? I mentioned it before, made up of 70 to 100 trillion cells. Every part of our body, our skin is cells, our bone is cells, my retina is cells, my prostate is cells, my lung is cells. Everything is made up of little cells, 70 to 100 trillion of them. And if the cells are healthy, then we're healthy. right? Western medicine doesn't really address this. Western medicine says, if I go to the doctor, my general physician, and I say, God, I'm thirsty all the time, I'm urinating all the time, I feel weird, they draw blood, let's see what's going on. Oh, Dr. Silverman, your blood glucose is 560. You need metformin. You need insulin. Okay. And what's the problem? The problem is my cells in my pancreas that used to produce enough insulin, now there's some cells that are not functioning properly and they're not producing insulin, right? So what does Western medicine do? It says, here's the medicine for that. You know, oh, I have low mood. I'm sad all the time. Here, write a Prozac. Here's Prozac. You know, and the medicines are fine if they're needed. I really think that 90% of people that take pharmaceuticals don't need them. They need something, but there's something natural without side effects. But we're all kind of conditioned to go to the doctor, and you don't feel like you're treated unless you walk out of the office with a prescription in your hand. Nobody feels they're treated without a medication. And that's what doctors are trained to do. That's what I was trained to do. This is different. This is addressing the cells. It doesn't cure you or heal you. It doesn't. But you notice as people age, they heal slower every decade of life. They get more diseases every decade of life. Their skin changes. They start getting medications. You don't see a lot of diseases in young people. Some you do. You definitely see some, but not as you get. From the moment we're born, we're dying. I mean, it's just a matter of time before we die. But the decline starts at puberty when we start producing less of this. So here's what happens. You have a bad cell in your pancreas. It dies. It's old. It's about to die. It's getting old. It's outlived its usefulness, right? Well, it has to be replaced with a good one. And it does. If it's not replaced with a good one, then we're all going to have diabetes. Or if it's mutating and it's not stopped, we're all going to get cancer. The cells in my retina, they're going to die. And if they're not replaced, I'm going to go blind, but I don't go blind. Most people don't go blind. Most people don't get diabetes. Some people do, right? But it's as we get older generally. Well, what's happening as you get older that doesn't happen as well as it is when we're younger is your body's not healing itself as fast. And how does that healing happen? The little kid falls off his bicycle, smashes some cells in his bone, soft tissue, whatever. It's not normal anymore. This cell's got to be replaced. Who replaces it? The immune system. The immune system is like millions of little ambulances waiting for a 911 call. Hey, accident. We got damaged cells here in David's elbow bone, in his ulna, right? So the immune system comes down, kills the cell, gets rid of the debris, and that's where the detox comes from, right? But then you're missing a cell. What happens? The good cell replicates itself. That's what happens. So what happens is the bad cell is detected by the good cells. The good cells, remember, this is three-dimensional. The good cells are around the bad one and say, "Ooh, there's a problem here. Call for help." The signal goes to the immune system, like I said, and the immune system comes down and does its job. What do redox molecules do? Which is what in us, and kids have a lot of it. They amplify signal. So when you're young and you fall off your bicycle, the more redox molecules you have, which you do when you're young, the louder the call for help. It's like a very clear call for help. And you can see how wounds and bones heal fast in kids, right? Because the signal's so loud. Then you fall off your bike when you're 50, that the signal that was help is now help. And when you're 80, it's help. When you drink this stuff, you're just raising your levels back up, and all you're doing is amplifying the signal. It's like using a loud microphone or calling 911 when you have better signal versus no signal at all. That's the beautiful thing about it. That's and Jay, you've seen experiences, and Candy and Kid, you're seeing experiences. It makes the body function the way it did when it was younger. And the immune system doesn't care what kind of cell this is. When people say, "Oh, it's just salt water," I saw on Google it's salt water. There's a very easy way to prove that it's not salt water, and we can talk about it. But people say, "How can it do all that?" There's nothing that does that. You take Prozac, it's for depression. Is it going to do anything for an infection or diabetes? No, it's not going to do that. Take penicillin. Is it going to do anything for depression? No, it's for infection. This is not a pharmaceutical. It's a category creating product, patented IP. And the immune system doesn't care if it's a retina cell that's being called for help, a liver cell, a bone cell, it doesn't matter. It just amplifies the signal.
Dr. David, I want to talk about why the founder of the company was offered, why he didn't get to the pharmaceutical companies. But before we get there, Candy, do you have your link and the contact number for people who need support pinned?
The link was pinned, but not the contact number. Let me
Yeah,
get
so
it.
I'll put that out there for everybody. It's 321-216-8047. So this is generally the time when people start rushing over to the website. So
Can you repeat that?
Yep. It's 321-216-8047. So I highly encourage everybody. Again, this is the time when people start rushing over to the website to find out what this is about and trying to order. Call the number, text the order first so we can properly walk you through it. Okay. There's different ways of purchasing, and you want to make sure that you purchase in the way that gives you the experience that Dr. David's talking about. And really, it's going to be helpful if we can spend 10, 15 minutes together. You spend 10, 15 minutes together with someone. So thanks for that. Dr. David, can you talk a bit about the founder had an opportunity to relinquish this and say, okay, I did my job, I created it, I can tag out of this, but can you tell us what that story looked like?
Yeah, and I met him, and that's when I flew out to meet the company and the people running. I wanted to look face to face with the two people that turned down the offer from the pharmaceutical company. And if people don't think that pharmaceutical companies buy things to bury them, then it's a little naive to think that. I actually met somebody on a plane who I was sitting next to him, and I told him what I did. He told me what he did. We were in first class, and he told me he developed, I know that happens all the time. I developed a product that regenerates cartilage. And he drew it out on a napkin for me. And I said, that's so cool. Well, where is it in development? When is it going to be available? He just had this sad look on his face. And he said, yeah. And I said, you sold out, didn't you? He said, yeah. I said, which pharmaceutical company did you sell it to? He said, I didn't. I sold it to a joint implant company that bought me out. And that's why he was so rich. And that's why he was in first class. And it happens. It happens. And so initially the founders of this company, it's a fascinating story. And it's a 16-minute movie, and you can give the site if you want, or I can, where they can watch it. But the founder of the company, when he developed it, was going to flip it to a pharmaceutical company. When I say flip it, he bought the technology from a company that could make it, but they couldn't stabilize it. It's made from saline. And the other company made it, and people saw amazing things happen. But if they didn't drink it right away in the lab, it would turn back into saline. And so they couldn't stabilize it. Well, when Virtus Norton, who was the founder of the company, he bought the technology, brought another team and stabilized it, and was going to sell it. Pharmaceutical company said, okay, we don't know how you did this. We've been trying to do this. Everybody thought it was impossible to do what you did, to have negative and positive ions in the same bottle, identical to what's in us. And we'll buy it. But you need to shut down. And they said, okay, well, we'll shut down. How do the people get it who are on the product? And they said, they'll figure out something else. And the people that were on it, they did a test group of, I think, 40 people and said, here, you can have as much as you want. We just want to hear your results in 2 months. In 2 months, they came back to those 40 people. They had turned into 135 people because it worked. People saw benefit, and they told other people, and they were just filling up their jugs with the stuff. And so they said, well, you want these people to never have the product again, or whenever you finally get it through trials or whatever. And he said, yeah, we're giving you a lot of money. You just, shut down. And that's when they backed off and said, we're not selling it. And these weren't like, these weren't marketing types of people. The person who started the company was in charge of international strategy of a $36 billion a year company, $36 billion a year company. And this company's not that big. They did $200 million last year. So it's not nearly that big. But he said, we can't take the chance. This pharmaceutical company buys it. They may never bring it to market. They may just make it go away. And so they turned down the offer. And they said, well, how are we going to bring it to the world? The label says it's made from salt and water. Who the heck's going to buy this on a store shelf when it says it's made from salt and water? And And it needs a little explaining. Just like you said, people should call you and talk for about 15 minutes to get the information. This takes some hand holding, right? People could detox on it, whatever. This is a massive breakthrough. So they looked at and said, well, look what happened to those 40 people. They turned into 135 people because they told people about it. Just like you told Candy and Kid, right? Just like Marcus told you. People, so that's when it became a word of mouth marketing company, and we can't make medical claims about it, and we don't. I mean, as an example, you're probably going to ask me, I'll put it right now. Product comes with a money back guarantee. It's safe as water. You can't be allergic to it. Doesn't interfere with medications, and there's no toxicity. You can't take too much of it. Your body turns the excess into saline. People just get on it. They rate their sleep. How do they sleep at night? How many times they get up to go to the bathroom? Those types of things, energy problems, mood problems, ringing in their ears, blood sugar problems. And we can't say it's going to help, but we can say it's as safe as water. It can't hurt. Just track your progress. In the meantime, you want to know immediately that it's real? Take the gel version, which is Renew 28, which is the same thing as the drink in a gel form. It's marketed for wrinkles because it works for wrinkles and it makes you look younger. It's clear. There's no smell. You put it on your face. But what I love about this came out the company launched in 2009. The gel came out in 2014. I can turn a negative person who goes online and thinks they've researched on Google, which Google's a search engine. It's not a research engine. Anybody that says, oh, I read it's salt water. Oh, it sounds too good to be true. I don't believe it. I mean, Kid and Candy, you already know that it works. I know that it works. And the only way you know that it works is experience. That's the only way you know. Take the gel when you get it. Remember, you got a 30-day money-back guarantee. And if anything in your body hurts you, do this. And do it on 10 people that are hurting. And in 10 minutes, watch what happens to 9 of the 10 people. In 10 minutes, watch what happens to 9 of the 10 people. And all they do is this. They rate their discomfort level on a scale of 1 to 10. It's their neck, it's their hand, it's their shoulder, it's a cramp, it's their knee. Let's say they say, I don't have anything that hurts me. I'll say, if someone's over 50 years old or 60, I'll say, can you bounce up and down on your knees like this? You know, and a lot of people that say, I don't have anything that hurts me, they can't do that. Or just, maybe they're stiff sitting at a computer, right? It doesn't have to be agonizing agony. It could just be stiffness. They baseline it at 0 minutes, and at 10 minutes, you're going to ask them again and watch what happens to 9 out of 10 people. And all they do is they shake up the gel and they put it on that area, but they don't just put it on once. Sometimes once is enough. But if they put it on 3 times in the first 5 minutes, at 10 minutes, watch what happens to 9 people. And they conclude 3 things. 1, it's not salt water. It was salt water. It's not salt water. Go put salt water on 10 people that are hurting and ask them how they feel in 10 minutes. Then do this. So they know it's not salt water. They know it's very easy to validate it. So when they're trying to share it with their friend because they love them because the daughter is sick and the friend is like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. They just say, shut up, put this on where it hurts. Let's open your mind and get past whether it's real or not. And it opens their mind. And they realize also that everybody's going to know about it soon.
What was interesting is, when we first started taking it and trying it, and, there's this, and this seems to be a common theme. Can you explain to us what's happening here? So we understand that, the signals, the cells are starting to talk to each other, but there's a rapid wave of people that are like, okay, just like you, I'm saying the same thing because I feel it. I'm 51. I feel like I'm in the body of a 20-year-old. I get that they're working, but how is it turning back the hands of time? You know what I mean? How does it feel like that? What's happening there that's making it literally feel like, hey, I feel 30 years younger. You are 61. You say you feel you're in your 20s.
Well, we say, would you like to live younger, longer? Right? Every person in the history of the world has always said the same thing, whether they were middle class, poor, or kings, or pharaohs, or queens. Everybody would do anything. You call this the elixir of the gods. Right. I mean, I have a lot of people say this is holy, that God had his hand in developing this. It's so different than pharmaceuticals. Right. And bottom line is live younger, longer. We live and die at the cellular level. If our cells are young and fresh, then we're young and fresh. Right. So my friends are, and I'll be 62, and my friends that are my age, very few of them, very few take no medications. I mean, I don't even really know of any of my friends that don't take medications, that aren't taking this. We can't make any claims about this, but some of my friends don't listen to me, and I'm like, hey, you know what? It's fine. This goes through a curve where there's pioneers in something this much of a breakthrough. Then there's early adopters, which we are. We're all early adopters. Then the masses will come, right? And then the laggards, the last people who are still using flip phones, they'll come later. But I take no meds. I don't even take ibuprofen when I golf. I used to golf once a week, in my 20s and 30s, and I take ibuprofen, for a couple of days. I golf almost every day. I don't take ibuprofen anymore. I just drink this. I drink 8 ounces a day. People drink between 4 and 8 ounces a day. At 4 ounces a day, you go through 1 bottle. The magic 8 is 8 ounces a day. You go through 2 bottles a week. So 4 ounces is 1 bottle a week, 2 bottles a week for me. But when I travel and I go on long trips, we're going to France in September. We're going to Bora Bora in November or October. I'll drink a bottle. My wife and I at least drink a bottle a day for a few days beforehand, because we're going to stress our bodies on long flights, running around, people coughing and hacking on planes. I don't want to ruin my trip. I want my body to be as strong as it possibly can be, and I don't have to worry about it hurting me. But when you say, why do we feel so much younger? It's because you are younger. If you have cells that are not functioning properly because the signal's not being received to come replace those cells, and then all of a sudden the signal's loud and that cell's being replaced with a fresh baby cell, then you don't just look younger because your cells are being replaced. Your body is younger, and it's a gift. It really is.
I love it. It's like, I just don't, I can't wait. And Kid and Candy, I can't thank you enough for giving us the space and the honor to be able to talk to, your family here that you have, and just it's such an important outreach. And this is the only way to outreach on this. And I know you two, we were talking earlier about the powders too, because I know there's some other things that have been bought in, but you've been pretty attracted, Candy and Kid, to the powders, right? Too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You like these, huh?
Oh yeah, they taste amazing. But my question is, do these also have the same ingredients as these?
This is different. So this is a whole new division. So a couple things. People have heard the term antioxidant, right? And this is called redox signaling molecules. And the ox is where antioxidant comes from, right? But antioxidant is like one little piece of the big puzzle that Western medicine is starting to catch on to. If someone's scientific and they want to see more about redox signaling molecules, they go to pubmed.gov and put in redox signaling, and you'll see. When I looked at it in December of 10, there were 4,000 studies. Now there's about 40,000, right? So this is huge. And to give you an idea, this is redox. This helps your body produce redox, different types of redox. This is exactly what's in us. This is what's patented. This is what has IP. This is what no one else has. This is what the pharmaceutical company wants to get their hands on. Companies have many offers. They are not selling it. This is a mission. This is it's almost like Mother Teresa. They're like, we are all we're going to do is bring this to the world. Our hands are tied. We can't make medical claims about this. So it's going to happen a little bit slower, but we are not letting this out of our possession. We're not going to flip it to somebody says, we'll give you 10 billion for it, but we'll bring it to market. If they knew they'd bring it to market, maybe they would do it. But if a pharmaceutical company came and said, we'll give you 20 billion to give it to us, once it's out of their control, someone could just sell it, and they won't do that. So this is different. This is redox energy, redox mood, redox mind. And I love these things. So you just mix in water. This is literally made from saline. And let me just address that too. People say, well, why does it say saline? I put a website together called gettingyoungerclub.com. No contact information on there. It's just, I figured, what are the most common questions people ask? And I put the answers there. One is, it says, it is not salt water, it was. So why is it made from salt water? Well, our cells are filled with saline. When you go to the hospital and you get an IV, there's saline in it. When you cry, your tears are salty. When you sweat, you're salty. Our cells are filled with saline. The average person doesn't think about that, but doctors know that, nurses know that, and we're filled with saline, right? And so the mitochondria float in saline. And so the mitochondria makes these reductants and oxidants, these redox signaling molecules from saline. And there's plenty of resources you can look at. So when I say it's not salt water, it was. So sodium chloride is sodium and chloride. It's a molecule. H2O, water, is hydrogen, 2 hydrogens and an oxygen, right? In your mitochondria, the H2O molecule gets split. So you have hydrogen and oxygen, and the sodium chloride molecule gets split. You get sodium and chloride. You went from having 2 molecules, sodium chloride and H2O, to having 4 elements, sodium, chloride, hydrogen, and oxygen. And they can be combined to form molecules other than sodium chloride and water. And that's what happens. I hope my power doesn't go out. The storm is really bad here.
I just heard that.
Yeah, it was a big one.
That's the ASEA gods. That's the ASEA gods right there. They're saying
they're listening. We're doing the best we can, God. We're bringing it to the world as fast as we can.
Right.
We can't make medical claims. So what happens is this: they can be combined into different forms other than sodium chloride and water, which is salt and water. So I'll give you an example. You could take those elements, you could take 2 hydrogens and 2 oxygens, and you can make something that's a reductant that is that you have in your house. Probably you already have this particular redox signaling molecule. It's in a brown bottle in your medicine cabinet. It's called hydrogen peroxide, right? So H2O2 is not the same as H2O. O2 is not the same as O. So it's kind of like if you take the word, there's a game where someone's on a whiteboard and they write a word down, saying, now everybody get your pad of paper ready, right? I'm going to write a word. I want you to write as many words as you can with those letters. So if I wrote the word there, THER, you would write down he, her, thee, here, and we'd see who could write the most words from using those elements, those letters. It's the same thing. You break apart sodium chloride, you got sodium and chloride, hydrogen, oxygen. You can take those elements and make completely different molecules, just like the word her has nothing to do with the word there. And so all the company's products, all of them in the US, there are 13. We're in 33 countries now. The US has 13 products. It's all focused on the cell. People who want to look really young, they use the whole skincare line that's focused on rejuvenating the skin, which includes using this. People that have low mood, they baseline everything in their health, they drink this. Let's say they want to get to here, their mood is here. And sometimes that people want to get to here, they drink this, they're there. If after a month or two, they're like, well, you know what, I seem to plateau. Start taking the mood. You know, it's a different way of addressing the issue, but it's all about focusing on the cell and nutrition. They have incredible 4 nutritional products as well.
You know, it's interesting. This is it. This is everything we were talking about this, Dr. David, last week when we were on High Vibes Up, and we were talking about this is a lot of what was been described over the last couple of years on the internet about like what this could be doing. Like, hey, we would be getting this technology that would help us reverse our aging, that would just make us feel alive again. I mean, you know, you're just crystal clear, more in tap with the universe. You know, so this has been, you know, obviously, you know, we've talked many times on this. This has definitely been my experience on this. And, you know, we're seeing more and more people on this. Where do you think like people like, you know, and we talk about this a bit too. It's like, you know, people look at this and they're like, well, you know, I can get this on Amazon or I can get this here. They look at those kind of things. Why shouldn't? And I want to hit that one right there too. Why, from your opinion and from what you know, that they should not be looking at, like, say, you know, for example, we got Candy's link out there, the High Vibes Up link with the contact number. Why should they not be going to Amazon for this? What's the dangers there?
Well, number one, there are dangers in doing it. Number one, Amazon charges retail price on Amazon, and those are and it's sometimes it's credit card fraud. People buy product and then they dump it, but they charge retail, and we can all pay a lot less than that for it. But aside from that, I just talked to someone who's in a naturopath and said, I saw it on Amazon. She said, I would never buy it on Amazon. I said, I would never either. Why, just out of curiosity, why? Because, well, how do you know what it is? How do you know how it's handled? How do you know how old it is? How do you know how fresh it is? This product's produced in an FDA registered production facility. It comes with a money back guarantee, and you get it cheaper through distributors, get it cheaper through the associate. The company spends no money on advertising, no money on middlemen, no money on reps. all of them on like drug reps and so forth. The company takes all that money that would go there and pays us to teach people about this, hold their hand, walk them through having their amazing experience and showing them how to get the product cheaply as possible. But the main thing is safety. I mean, I'll buy golf balls, I'll buy toilet paper, I'll buy other stuff on books, I'll buy that on Amazon, but or eBay even, but I will not buy something that's going in my body that is going to every cell of my body. This stuff is liquid gold. I want it to be as pure and fresh and authentic as I can possibly get it. Plus, when someone orders it and they become a rep themselves, if they choose to, or they can switch to be a customer, and then once they see that it works, they can be a rep. They can get all their product for free. All they got to do is share it with people. They go and show it, put it on 10 people who are hurting. 9 of those people, maybe all 10, will want to buy it in 10 minutes. Well, how do I get it? Here, go to my website. We'll order it right now for you. And the company pays us to do that. And that's what I love about it. You know, people can make as much money as they want, Jay, but I really focus on showing people how they can make enough money to get this product for free for their whole family. They have to be willing to pay it forward. They say, well, I don't want to tell anybody till I know it's real. I'm like, okay, well, don't. Start drinking the product. You got 30-day money back guarantee. Watch what happens. But go put the gel on 5 or 10 people that have something in their body that hurts them, and you'll know that day that it's real. And that's just the tip of the iceberg for things that hurt.
You know, it really is amazing. And it's just like what's happening right now. We're actually living through history right now. You yourself have mentioned that there will be a day that this will be in every household. And it literally is, just because all of us ultimately, if we're of human species, just are going to inevitably need this, aren't we?
Well, you know, here's the thing. It will become mainstream. You know, when Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, like I gave this analogy when I met you guys. I said, picture I'm Thomas Edison and in 1879, and the room is dark with candles lit. And I invite you, all my friends. So let's say Jay and Candy, kid, you're my friends. And I go, look, I love you guys. I've developed something that's going to change the world. It's going to change things. And I'm inviting you to invest in it just because I love you. You're going to be the first investors in it. You'll ask me, what is it? I'll say it's called a light bulb. And who wants to invest? Nobody's going to raise their hand. You don't know what it is. I mean, nobody's ever heard of it before. You know, and somebody's going to say, well, what does it do? Well, it's going to make it so we don't have to use candles and no flames to light lit rooms. For the rest of humanity, no one's going to have to do that anymore. Who wants to invest? None of you will raise your hands because you don't believe me. I mean, it just sounds too good to be true, right? And there's one way I could get every person, you three and everybody in the room, not only to empty your pockets and give me every dime you have, every dime. You'll probably ride your horse home and dig up any money you got in the backyard or gold, and you'll bring it to me and say, here, take it, I'm in. And the way that I do that is I blow out the candles and the lanterns and I flip the light switch. The light comes on. You don't understand how it works, but you know that I did it. And that's how I feel with this. You put this on 10 people that are hurting. Open-minded people are cynics. It doesn't matter as long as they're honest. In 10 minutes, ask them how they're feeling. And 9 out of 10 are like, what is this? I want to buy this. You realize that it's just a matter of time, like you say, before everybody knows about it. Now, some people may not be able to afford it. Maybe they're like, they can't afford $130 a month for the liquid, right? At 4 ounces a day. Well, the fact is, there's a built-in mechanism where they can make enough money by sharing it so they can get it. Some people will say, no, I'm not going to tell anyone. I'm like, I can't help you. You know this, Jay, and you know this kid, and you know this kid. We work with proactive people who say, hey, I want a better life. I want a better life physically. I want to live younger, longer. I want a better financial life. I want abundance in my life. Some people can't see out. They're at the bottom of the barrel and they can't see their way out. So sometimes it's just inching them out a little bit to a point where they realize I can. It's not like I can't. Anybody can do this. We have people that have no legs. We have people that have strokes that share this with people. They get all of their product for free because they saw what it did for them and they shared it with people.
Right on. Thanks for that. Kid and Candy, how are we doing? Are we giving a good broad brush for your audience and everything?
I would believe so. Yes, there are a few questions.
Questions in the audience. Questions. Can I flip for that?
Would this be able to help with like restless legs and some mental issues that are going on with some people?
So it does cross the blood-brain barrier, and every issue. Here's what's going to happen. People are going to start asking questions, and I do a Saturday Q&A, and you can give them the information on the Zoom where they can come ask questions. People will say, "Well, will it work for this? I've got problems with my legs moving. I got problems with mood. I got a problem with my eye. I got a problem with my lung." I ask the same questions at the beginning. Now, I'm on the medical board of the company now. It's a volunteer position, as I said. But I asked the same questions when I started with all the doctors that were involved. Will it work for this? Will it work for this? Have you seen this? And they kept saying the same thing to me. They said, "Dr. Silverman, does the problem you're talking about involve cells in the body?" And that's when I realized, eventually it hit me. It's like every problem in the body has to do with cells.
It
And the
does.
beautiful thing about this is sometimes people have to take a leap of faith. What's the leap of faith? Order the product, money back guarantee. So nobody's trying to fool anybody. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But order the product. And the leap of faith is, okay, what are the risks? There are no risks. I wrote prescriptions. I could kill somebody with it. They could have an allergic reaction. I could overdose them. I could interfere with another medication. You can't be allergic to this. It's in us. You can't overdose on it. Your body turns the excess into saline if you drink too much of it. And it doesn't interfere with any medication. So the leap of faith is really kind of like, whoop, that's the leap of faith. And they try it and they watch what happens. Now, is everybody going to have an amazing response in 30 days? No, not everybody is. But I can get 60% of people, if they follow the instructions, by day 30, the money back guarantee, 60% will say, "Oh my God, they were right." Okay. And what about the other 40%? They should go 90 days on it. Everybody should go 90. But if they're doubting, if they're in the 40% that say, "I don't see anything at 30 days, if they put the gel on 10 people that are hurting and watch what happens to 9, put it on 100 people, watch what happens to 90. They know that there's something significant here. It's just that this can take a little bit of time. This is the instant aha moment.
And what are the ingredients for the gel?
The gel is the drink. So they concentrate the drink, double the strength of it, and then they have to put it in, to turn it into some type of gelatinous material or like a gel form. They had a problem because these molecules cannot be mixed with anything organic. You can't mix this with milk or juice or something. It turns the molecules back into saline. It destabilizes them. And so to make a cream is carbon based. So they said, "Hey, how about we use a silicate?" So clay has no carbon in it. It's a silicate. So they put a silicate in here, a clay. So you shake it up, it turns into a gel. But also when they concentrate this, the pH goes up, gets too alkaline for the skin. So they have to put a buffer just to bring the pH down a little bit. Both of them are inert. The clay and the buffer are inert. But that's what this is. This is the blue and this is the white, and it's the same thing.
So there's no like propylene or any of those type of gel forms in there, right?
There's nothing. I mean, a lot of, you go to the store for pain creams, right? Voltaren is a pharmaceutical. Read the box. Read the box. First of all, put that on 10 people 3 times in 5 minutes and ask them how they feel in 10 minutes. You won't see what you see with this. But if you read the box, it'll say only use it for a certain amount of time because it can cause problems with your liver, your kidneys, stroke, heart attack. There's none of that here. And you can see why the pharmaceutical company wanted to get their hands on it, right? A lot of this stuff also, most of those pain things that are natural have menthol in it. It's like, here, there's a menthol. Oh, it feels nice and cool. Oh, that feels good. There's none of that here. This stuff is made from saline.
That's amazing. The first day that I was on both the gel and the ASEA, it felt like that I was high on meth because I was on meth for 4 years, and what was brought to my attention is that the meth stays in your body for 7 years from the first day that you get clean. Next year, February 14th, is going to be my 7th year clean. And what I believe that this ASEA did was that it pushed out the rest of the meth that was in the cells.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's why I felt it.
Yeah.
That's why I felt like I was high. But I was on top of the world, and I was, conscious and aware and able to, do whatever I needed to do that day. And it
Well,
was-
I never did meth, and that's the way it makes me feel. And I'll tell you what, when they came out with the new division with these Redox powders, this you can mix in whatever you want. I put the energy that comes in these boxes here. That's the mood. This one, this one is the energy, and this one's the mind. I mix the mind with the energy in a bottle of water,
Same here.
and I'm telling you, for about 6 hours, I don't know what meth feels like, but I'll tell you what, I feel like this: no jitters, just calm, focused, energetic. And the kicker is my appetite dropped dramatically. I mean, I never have leftovers, ever. I'm the human garbage disposal at the table at a restaurant or at home. First time in my life, God is my witness, first time in my life I bring home leftovers in the last month, because I started doing this, and I dropped about 8 pounds without thinking that. I dropped weight using this too, but this didn't really cut my appetite like this did. And I wasn't looking to lose weight. I was doing it to see how I would feel instead of having a cup of coffee. And because coffee makes me feel like this. This is amazing. You're drinking it now.
I have to agree. It is amazing.
They found their thing right there. That's pretty awesome. I want to just remind everybody too, because I'm already starting to get the texts in, and thanks for that. Just remember, text the number. We'll set a time for you to go over everything with you to make sure that you get the experience properly. And then when you click on the link there, there's a contact me form also too. You can also submit your information through there. Just hit contact. You'll be able to put an email. Make sure you put a phone number in there too, so we can reach out to you. It's a lot easier that way too. So those are the ways to stay connected with us. How we doing so far, Candy? We doing good?
Yeah.
We're doing good. All right, getting mittens out there too. I tell you, it's been a real blessing for us, as we talked about last week on your show, to just be able to have the privilege to share this and to see, and I can't wait for the High Vibes Up family to start to share with you what we're all getting, which is, I know, Dr. David, you say it, look, you get paid to do it, but your biggest payment is in goosebumps.
Yeah. I mean, I went into medicine because everything else was really boring to me. I mean, I liked science. It was interesting, but the human body fascinated me, and I wanted to help people. And I can teach an Uber driver to do this. The most successful people in this business are not doctors. I'd say of all the doctors, I'm the most successful one in the company. But the most successful people are not. They just share. They share from the heart. In fact, I don't know if I can share this. There's a really cool magazine. If you go to wedecided.live, wedecided.live, you can see these people. And I just, their articles, their videos. That's Debbie. You've met Debbie. She's the angel that brought this to me and my wife, Wendy. None of these people are doctors. I mean, it's just, you just share it from the heart. And some people get really excited about it and realize what a gift it is. I call it the gift chain. If you don't share it with somebody, then it just breaks. It stops with you. And the nice thing is the company pays us. So with recession coming and everything else, everybody would like to have some extra money. We don't focus on making money. We focus on making people aware of this gift. And some of the people stand up and say, hey, I want to get my product for free. Okay, well, be an associate, share with a handful of people. Hey, I want to do really well with this financially. Okay, well, we'll help you share it with a lot of people. But we don't push anybody in any direction. I'm talking to somebody who has a child who's on the spectrum. All I'm focusing on is that child's problem. Whatever the problem is, someone they have horrible, debilitating headaches. Let's focus on that. And for me, it was my dad. I mean, it was his prostate is what it was. I didn't know it was going to evolve into what it became, but we all enter this doorway into this incredible gift, this room of treasures, whether it's anti-aging or health or sleep or athletic performance or opportunity. We come in for different reasons. A majority of people come in because of health. Some come in for anti-aging. They just want to look younger, and then they learn the rest of it. But yeah, it's a gift to share, and most good people will share it with people.
Yeah, for sure. I just had my mom's. She's been taking it, and she's 82, and just 82, like you'd visualize a traditional 82, right? She has come back to life. And I'm not kidding. It's a beautiful thing to watch. I mean, she's calling me with a level of excitement. There's not that level of I'm 82. There's this level of, hey, I want to go out and do something. What about this? Hey, I like this. I've been watching this. And, from telling me, oh, I watched this. I mean, there's just a level of excitement. The lights turn back on.
Yeah.
The lights turn back on is the best way for me to describe it. So it is a blessing. Thanks, Dr. David, for introducing not only us personally, but to the world. I know you've just done a massive outreach on this. Again, thanks, Kid and Candy, for giving us a space here to be able to talk to your family, and we hope we provided value for you today.
Oh, a lot of value, and answered quite a bit of questions, and I also wanted to bring to the table that this has not just been helping us physically, but it's also been helping us mentally as well. Like we've been sleeping better, for one, waking up earlier, and two, waking up in better moods.
Yeah.
And what best way to start out your day is to start off with waking up in a really great mood.
Well, when we age, we just start accepting things. It's like, I'm getting older, and sometimes we think I'll talk to people, so you have any problems? No, I'm perfect. And they're functioning here, but it's been such a slow decline. They don't realize that they could feel much better. Like you say, you're waking up, it crosses the blood. And it's so cool to see, like Jay said, the light bulb go on. It's like, you don't have to believe it's going to work. All you got to do is baseline where you're at when you start, your energy, your sleep, your mood, and all that. And Jay can get whoever, when people enroll or order as a customer, whatever, we'll get them a very detailed document so they can document everything about their health. Because sometimes it's a subtle change and sometimes it's dramatic. You guys had dramatic changes, but you take it over 90 days, and 90 days is the key. Even the subtle changes, like, wow, I was getting up to go to the bathroom 4 times a night. Now I'm getting up once. I was kicking, like you were talking about, a restless, legs moving around. My wife says I was kicking her all night. She goes, I'm not kicking her anymore. But it's just, I am very passionate about it. I've been doing this for 11 years, and I get to relive my initial awe and excitement by watching, like you just shared your stories. I get to watch you share yours and relive my excitement. So thanks for having me on.
Well, I have been very concerned about my husband's health, and there's not a whole lot that I have been able to do in helping him to shift his desire for foods and his the constant drinking of Monsters, and so he listened to what Jay was telling us on the phone and decided to give it a try when we were. And for the first time in years, he came home from work, took a little nap, and then went out to the garden and did some work out there. And I was like, oh, it's, I feel hopeful now because I'm seeing little shifts in him. And it's only been, how long? 2 weeks?
Yeah, we're going on to our
Phenomenal.
And he's not even taking what we're taking. He's taking half or a third of what we're taking, and it's making those little shifts already.
It's wonderful.
So I have one more question before we go. Can we mix this with the powder form?
No.
Okay.
So this you have, and Jay will give exact instructions when people call, because there's ways to tweak this, what you're doing with this. Really some really cool things you can do with this stuff, but you can't mix this. That's why I'm saying, if you mix this with anything organic, and this is organic, this stuff's organic, it turns it back into salt water. So it won't make it dangerous. It's not like it's rancid medicine. It just makes it less potent. So when you drink it, you want to make sure you pour it in a little 2-ounce cup that it comes with, put the cap back on it, because dust is organic. That's just material from the house. It'll go in there and it'll turn it back into salt water. So you pour it in the cup, cap it, put it in your mouth, and Jay will walk them through how to take it properly.
Yeah. There's there's another. I'm so excited for everybody that's about to try this, because there's another version of yourself that you're about to meet, and that's going to be. It's so true. You're about to find out. You really are, and it's just right around the corner for you. So God bless you all.
I got to tell you one thing, that magazine I told you that has the articles in it. It said, "We decided to live." I really was, you can get these different endings like .com, .net, whatever. And I loved the live. I really wish they had the word thrive. We decided to .thrive. That's what I was looking for, but we decided to .live worked well. But it is a decision. Like, people don't have to just settle and accept their lack of stellar health. They don't have to settle for lack of joy in life, fulfillment, or lack of money. They just have to make a decision to investigate things that, even though it may sound too good to be true, I mean, no one's saying, here, spend $20,000 and good luck. It's like, hey, buy some product. If it doesn't work, you get your money back. At least you'll know that it's real.
So our family, our HVU family, knows that what we're about, and anything that we have, we offer for free, even our services. And our family has been very generous in giving love offerings when we do services with them. So that's beautiful. We also have a WordPress that I spent
Countless hours.
learning about herbs and how to heal the human body. And I took those recipes and I put them up there so that I could empower our family. And so we have been very careful as to who and what we experience with any type of thing for the body. And we just trust Janie so much. And she was talking to us about this, and I saw the changes in her. And then she brought us together with Jay about it. And so here we are. I mean, so it is they know that if we didn't like it or didn't trust it, we would not offer it.
God bless you. God bless you. And you're going to be blessed for doing this, because the people that will respond back to you, your family, your HVU family, those phone calls, those texts, those emails, those emotions that'll get, I mean, you are that in itself is just going to make so much of this all worthwhile. Just what you've done to get them to have the ability to hit the reset button in life. Wow. Who gets to do that?
Right.
They do with HVU when they click on that. They
It's
do.
the new
When they
kid.
click on that link, contact, you'll get to hit the reset button on life.
And, I just want to just state that when people come in to this and they have questions, Jay will give them the information. We have live Q&A Zooms where people can come and ask questions. So it's like, here's the information, good luck. It's like every Saturday we have something. So there's something for there's a support system for people here. And I always make people, Jay will make them aware of that when they call.
Yeah, for sure. All the way through. It's groundbreaking technology. We're going to need it. And this is the only way we all know how to get it out. It's just,
Right.
Just like this, right? Yeah.
And Jay, you're really good at helping people get the best bang for their buck too, the cheapest way possible with the most.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we appreciated that as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, that's obviously a very important issue is, we have to be sensitive. People know what's in their pocketbook better than us. We're not you know what I mean? So we just need to just help them. And there are just great ways of doing this, and there's not great ways of doing this. This is why we've been able to place ourselves out here as an outreach for people to contact us. And we have others there that'll just sit with them, make sure, yes, this works, kind of talk through with them, just find out what works for them and, make sure it fits in their plans and get them on the track. And like Dr. David says, if it makes sense along the way, they're going to find a way to pay it forward. And then they're going to start getting this for free. That's the 5D life. You know what I mean? That's the 5D life. We help each other become abundant, not only financially, but health-wise. And along the way, we're just, that's how it works.
It's kind of like the name that we chose. Game. It's a game changer. Who get it? It's the new game we're playing. Galactic Accelerator Matrix Elixir.
Well, you know what? You could also say there's a new kid in town.
I like that.
That's
I do
good.
too.
I love the Eagles, so that's why I thought of it.
That
That's
is awesome.
That's awesome. Thanks again for having us there. Again, Kenny and Kim, we really do appreciate that. And again, everybody, just to stress it again, feel free to contact me when you click on the link, the phone number, reach out to us, do yourself a favor. This will be something that you've never experienced in your life. It's not another lotion potion or shake. It's completely in a different category in and of itself. So we need to just talk through that and see how that works through with you, okay?
Thanks for joining us.
Are we back?
I'm tired. Even though I didn't do any of the work.
So
Oh.
I was looking at everyone's comments, and Mickey says that she's not getting up in the middle of the night to go use the restroom anymore. And Anna said this, Anna say for a month and a half now, I used to have swelling everywhere. My lymphatic system wasn't working. It is now. No more swelling in my head, spine, or legs. Wow. Anna, that's huge. It's huge to not have to wake up to use the restroom, too.
Yes, it really is. And Stephen, too, yeah, we love it when Jason Q's on as well, but since he's on the Truth Tour, it's kind of hard for him to pop on to Wacky Wednesdays until the Truth Tour is finished. But we don't even know if the Truth Tour is ever going to end. He might just start up another Truth Tour number 3, and then that goes on for another month, and then he'll be like, you know what? Fuck it. We'll just do Truth Tour forever. So, in all honesty, we might never see Jason on lives ever again, just in real life, traveling all over the world.
Oh, but you know what? He's so thriving in that environment.
He really is.
And the people are loving to meet him.
It's awesome
Yeah.
meeting him. He always gives me those big, burly, thick hugs. It's like, it is amazing.
It is.
I haven't been keeping track of where they're at on the Truth Tour at the moment, so I don't know where they've been. I've just been so tired.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to sleeping tonight too. You know, you know what your dad bought me? My husband. You will know him as my husband, Eric. His dad. He bought me one of those under the cover fans.
Oh,
I know. And I said, that's amazing. So now I can stay cool while you stay toasty warm. Poor guy freezes because I have all these fans on me when I sleep. Karina says, I had a great time in Grants Pass. Well worth leaving the farm. Aw.
awesome. That is awesome. A lot more people are starting to show up for these events.
Yes. I mean, there was 200 at the Olympia one where we were at. And
It was a lot of people.
kid was not feeling good that day. I mean, he had been in bed for almost 3 weeks and getting up when he needed to eat or go to the bathroom, and even less than that for 3 days just before the everyone arrived in the Truth Tour the next day. And he was feeling like crap, and some person came up to him and insulted him there at the Truth Tour. It was just...
With this condescending smile and just says, she's an elderly lady. She just says, your laugh still gets to me.
Wow. And I thought,
I'm like, oh.
where was I?
Thanks. And I just walk off.
Yeah.
I
You
didn't
don't need
feel
to
like
be beaten up.
dealing with anything. Oh, well, your oldness is really getting on my nerves right now, so how about if you just move?
We do. It's high vibes up. So bit.me/high vibes up, no spaces. And then there's HVU family as well.
Yeah, Mickey just posted it. Oh, well, I think we did good. Family, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for bearing with us as we transition through this roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Because we are actually walking through the Lion's Gate. What they used to just crack that door open. They're like, here, have a little bit of energy. Here, have a little bit of energy. And we'd be like, no, not this time. They're like, bitches, you need the whole damn thing. And they're keeping that gate wide open. So they haven't, I don't think that they're ever going to close that Lion's Gate. So we're just going to have to get used to this new energy influx from the Lion's Gate. That's the feeling that I'm getting, is that they're not going to close that gate back up. Once it's fully open, it stays open. But we still have about 5 more of those gates to open up, to fully open up.
So I know that I would, the HVU family would love to just be here together for a lot longer. But I know you need your sleep. You're exhausted. I'm tired. I've got some cleanup to do before I can get ready for bed. So, we love you guys. So glad that you came on to be with us.
It was awesome.
Oh, you know what? Tomorrow, we did have a guest speaker to come on, and she has horses and all sorts of animals, and she uses a saya for them. And so we were going to talk with her about how she heals her animals, helps them heal anyways, and by using that and other things. I was so looking forward to it, but she messaged and said that she's in the middle of the storm. Ian, right? Ian, the storm in Florida? Is that
I don't know what that...
what they called it?
What they call that, penis hurricane. Just call it Mr. P.
So, we'll have to reschedule that. But yes, sweet dreams to you guys too. Mwah. Love you all.
It's just a little curve.
Laughter always lifts our spirits, doesn't it?
It seriously does. I know that this is an old video now, but this ending encouragement video, I am going to create more. So hopefully that you guys can enjoy the little encouragements that we make for you. So we love you, and we will talk to you very soon.
Probably not going to want to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Always go with the choice that scares you the most, because it's the choice that's going to help you grow.
Wow.
I can't do negative today. Positive vibes, positive vibes.
Hey, best friend. Wait. To the person seeing this, I know you're tired. I know you're fed up and so close to breaking. But remember, you have strength within you even when you feel weak. Keep fighting, best friend.